McGraw-Hill Professional presents Career Warfare: 10 Rules for Building Your Successful Brand on the Business Battlefield. Written by David F. D'Alessandro with Michelle Owens. Narrated by Scott R. Pollak. Preface. Career Warfare, which was first published 5 years ago, lays out the unspoken rules for building a reputation in a career. These are the rules that no ambitious person can afford to ignore, the rules that most people do ignore or simply do not know about, only to find to their own puzzlement that they are not moving ahead. Now that I've just completed the advanced class, Executive Warfare, a book about extending that reputation into senior management roles, it was time to revisit this book. While I haven't changed any of the examples here, I have updated them to reflect the realities of 2008. In the intervening half-decade, some of the people I wrote about have been fired, some have retired, some have moved on to new triumphs, and some have left us for that great corporate cafeteria in the sky. What hasn't altered one whit is the validity of the advice on these pages. In fact, the news of today only makes it seem more relevant. For example, in Chapter 9, I talk about the fact that cross-cut scandals are particularly lethal for a reputation, those scandals that cut across the grain of your reputation and make you seem like a hypocrite. The record rapid fall of New York State Governor Eliot Spitzer in March of 2008 only confirms that idea. In his campaigns against the excesses of Wall Street as New York State Attorney General, Spitzer had taken a particularly self-righteous tone. So, when it came to light that he had patronized expensive prostitutes, he barely lasted a few days before being forced to resign. How is 2008 different from 2003? Well, everything is now faster. Information moves at a speed beyond anyone's expectations of just a few years ago. We now have YouTube, Facebook, a camera in every cell phone, and a blog for every American adult. Good news, bad news, accurate news, and inaccurate news are disseminated so quickly that now it is even more vital to understand the lessons presented here about reputation building. The basic premise of career warfare has only grown more meaningful in the last 5 years. People are constantly taking the measure of your character in a career, so you have to behave in a way that encourages them to trust you and believe in you, every minute of every day. David F. D'Alessandro, April 18, 2008. Introduction. The real tests in business are never quite what you expect. Let me tell you about a decisive moment in my career. I was about 30 years old, and I was making my first presentation before the board of directors of the firm I now worked for. My company had recently been absorbed by this company, so I was completely new to management, an enslaved representative of a conquered nation. Yet it was up to me to lead the discussion of what the combined organization should now be named. I had spent weeks on this presentation because I had never spoken in front of such a senior group of executives before. It was an intimidating audience. The chairman himself was straight from Central Casting. Let's call him Reggie. Reggie had all the CEO gestures down, including a little wave that he would give to dismiss you. People never quite walked next to him. They were always a step behind. And he never went anywhere without a group of malevolent-looking guys in tow who did his wet work for him. They sat around the conference table like a series of villains out of Dick Tracy, the CFO with a little sneer on his face, another looking as warm and friendly as a barracuda in big Coke bottle glasses. I took a deep breath and was about to begin when the chairman said to me, "Son, you're very them." I was stumped. I thought I was prepared. I knew everything, of course, except what really counted, the fact that these board meetings took place immediately following lunch, and that at lunch wine was always generously served. So by the time the meetings got underway, Reggie was relaxed and ready for some chocolate mints. He would sit in the boardroom with a box of After It
Sample complete. Ready to continue?